Hey guys, I'm supposed to be on over at Jodi Manez's page right now, but I haven't gotten any link from her. I think I'm confused, or maybe she's confused. I hope she's okay. So I'm hoping, I know I sent everybody over to Jodi's, but I'm hoping that you guys will come here. I just want to get on here so that we get this going. Let me just see. I even tried to call her, so hopefully she's okay. Let me know if you guys are here. I know a few of you were planning to go over to Jodi's, so I'll just wait a few minutes and see if any of you are here. Now I'm going to go over and check my email actually one more time. Whoopsie, no, I can't do that. I'm going to go over and check my email one more time and see if I can get her. Hopefully this doesn't cancel you guys out. Live stream. Yeah, no, it's not going to cancel you guys out. How strange, Jodi. New window, new tab, new window. Let's go. Just going to check my email one more time, guys. And if you are here, let me know if you can hear me okay. And we'll get going soon. I have my hair up in a ponytail. I'm going to show you what it looks like when I sleep on my hair and how I do it the next day. Hopefully it will go well. Yeah, she's not around. Isn't that strange? Geez, I hope everything's okay. Let me check my trash. Nope, I don't see anything. How strange. Let me just go here. Nope, nope, and nope. All right. Well, hopefully she will text me and tell me what's happening. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started, guys. Let me get back to you guys. All right. So this is what my hair looks like after I slept on it. I didn't put any product in it at all. I've got a couple of curling irons plugged in. I have my I can never say the word, Bio-Ionic. This is the long barrel, which I really like. This is a 1 1/4 inch. And then I have another one, and I don't honestly know if I can find this one anymore. This is called Free Play. It's a Vonti. And I know I can get it on the Canadian Amazon website. This is also a long barrel. This is a 1 inch, and I'm going to use that one today. I would really like to get myself a Bio-Ionic 1 inch because I like that this has the settings on the side, and I can adjust it. With the Free Play, I can't adjust it, and I don't even see what temperature it is, and I don't like that because I don't like using the hottest temperature. So, hey, Jackie. I don't know. I don't know where she is. It's not like that's not like her. I know she's very professional, so I feel like something might be going on. Tips to grow, Kimberly. Is it not growing or is it breaking at the ends? And guys, can you hear me okay? I watched my last live back and goodness, it was loud. I felt it was very loud. So let me know if you need me to push my microphone a bit away. So tips to grow your hair faster. There's a few reasons why your hair may not be growing from the root very fast. And actually, I did a lot of research this morning. One is, sorry, that probably got really loud. I'm going to open my notes up here. So a few things can affect your hair growth. Well, many things actually. Just super short for me. I need my length back. Oh, you got it cut? There's nothing to make it grow faster. On average, and I took hairstyling school, I was 24 years old, graduated, I believe, when I was 25. It's the same thing. Your hair grows about 1/2 inch per month if you're American. Oh, there Jodi is. Okay, hold on a second. Just a second. Jodi, I'm on here. I'm actually live here on my channel because are we not supposed to be on now?
Yes, we are. Scottsdale service, so I'm trying desperately to get you live.
Okay. So, do you want me to share you the link instead, and we'll do it that way? Because I found out how to share it to your live.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey guys, be patient with me here. I've got Key on here and Kimberly's on here. I just went ahead because I didn't want to be late, but I knew something was up. She lost internet, guys. Okay, so let me copy that into. Do you want to text or email?
Email would be great.
Okay.
I will do it right on my computer.
We're having technical difficulties. Bear with us.
We're managing through.
Bear with us. New window. Let me just get on here. I'm going to send it to you through my regular email. Jodi, compose. I don't like my website's email.
No.
Hang on. Whoopsie. Reply. So you lost it. Did you have a storm there or something?
Yeah. So there's a huge storm going through the Seattle, Montana, Wyoming area. They this last night.
I'm gonna make you louder so they can hear you. So there's a big storm going on where she is, and that's why she lost internet. Are you okay to do it today, or do you want to do it another day?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good. I've got lights, and as long as I've got a little bit of power.
Okay, good. All right. So I sent that. I think I sent that to you. You guys, stupid hairdressers. He says stupid hairdressers. Jodi's not a hairstylist. You're only insulting me, Kate. Do you know what? You know what's so crazy? I went to school for electronic technician. Did you get it?
I think so. I think I'm gonna go right in here.
Okay.
Studio.
So there you are.
I'll hang up our FaceTime so we don't really ruin everybody's.
Oh yeah. Okay. Good. So where are you? We've entered. Is your sound on now?
I believe so. Can you hear me?
I'm good. Yes. So
okay.
Now you're supposed to go into. You may have to leave your live setting for a second, but you can go in. I took a picture of it. Hold on.
You guys were so fun. You guys are doing this with us live, so you can see what really happens.
Yeah. It's. Oh, where did I just put the screenshot? Hold on there. Okay. There it is. So you're supposed to. You can invite her as a guest to your StreamYard live stream, and then she can use the guest destinations option to add her channel as a destination for you to stream to. More info and instructions on how to use that feature are here.
Stream this to your audience. Let me see.
Destination.
Okay.
So you can invite her as a guest to your StreamYard, and she can use the guest destination. Do you see that?
Yep, I think I have it. Yes, I think it's live. I think we're good.
Okay.
We did it.
Yay! Sorry, guys, we're late. Okay.
But we are here. We are here despite storms. I love when technology works. It's the best.
So, but Jackie, I went to school for electronic technician course, and we had we were in this kind of offside building over in the college, and we were with the hairstylist. So we were kind of in the tech building, and the hairstylists were there. And my only girl in my class, well, there was one other girl, but anyway, she didn't count. That's not very nice to say. Her and I didn't know each other that well. There was one girl that stuck with the whole class that helped me through it. And we used to walk by the hairstyling group, and she'd say, "Oh, stupid hairdressers, takes no brains to be a hairstylist." Then I found out later that I think that was her programming though. I have long forgiven her because I think that somebody had told her that, because I found out later on, after being friends with her forever, that she had actually gone through for a hairstylist first, or that she started the program. And I have a feeling that somebody in her life, like her parents or whoever, told her that, oh, it takes no brains to be a hairstylist. And it gets a bad reputation because a lot of people who didn't know what to do went to hairstyling because they didn't need all the education in high school to go.
Yeah.
And so you could really tell the people that absolutely wanted to do that. That was their passion. That was me. and a few others. And then there were others that had gone and they just didn't know what else to do, which I don't blame them either. You know, they were looking for something, so good for them. But
yeah. Well,
okay.
you probably met some really nice people along the way. So,
Yeah.
as I have got to do since I've got to meet you. So this is super, super fun for me. And you guys, I'm just so excited that Julie is doing this with us today because I get a lot of hair questions and I don't have that hair background that you do, Julie. So the idea of kind of doing this together and talking about, you know, our hair changes as we get older, just like our skin, and there's just different ways to deal with it. And I had one lady ask me, what are some of your favorite shampoos? This was a few months ago for, you know, more aging, brittle hair. And I thought, gosh, I should get all these questions and really get them to somebody that can help guide these answers.
Yeah.
So that's how we got to this point. So I'm so glad that you are joining with us today. So thank you for putting it all together behind the scenes. That's awesome.
You're welcome.
So I posted it out on my YouTube channel. I posted it out on my Instagram, and I know you did as well, to kind of ask, what questions do you guys have? What can we answer for you? And Bola, who is one of my long-term subscribers who's in Canada, who I think follows you now. She's fantastic. And she had a question and she said, how do you deal with, you know, as we age, your hair is more drying? What are some of your favorite shampoos that you like to use for more dried hair? And then she said, with experiencing some, you know, very minimal hair loss, what are some tips that you have for that as well? So I thought we'd start there.
Cassandra, I'm going to get back to your question. So I'm going to answer Jody's first. I'm going to be kind of all over the place here a little bit, partly because I used to sell hair care products. After I couldn't do hair anymore because my hands got so bad with eczema, I had to go outside of that. That's when I started doing makeup. And then I also started selling hair care products. I sat through every sales meeting of every professional brand that you can think of. And everybody sat there and told me theirs was the best for this reason. And it really helped me understand that they're all very similar. So a couple things that are happening as you get older. First of all, there's probably a difference between your hair in the summertime and in the wintertime. So definitely the environment that you're in plays a huge role in whether your hair is dry or not. Another thing that happens is, I was going to curl my hair, but I can't talk at the same time, I don't think. I don't know.
We're doing that today, so we'll see how that works.
Oh my God. So the other thing that will happen is does your hair have gray in it, or is it changing texture? Is it losing pigment? And as it loses pigment, it can definitely feel drier and more brittle. Your hormones are changing. So are you getting the same nutrients? Are your hormones leveled out and your health properly balanced? That's also going to play a part in your hair texture and your dryness. So there's all these things. I personally love REDKEN. That's the one I've probably repurchased the most, and it's the Color Extends. And I just love it. I use it. My daughter uses it. I use it. My mom uses it. And our hair just feels so silky. There's something about it that my comb goes through it really beautifully. I don't have any tangling. And I have you can see I went to bed with it curly or kind of wet last night. So you can see I do have waves to my hair. But it really is on a personal level to you. The other thing that you have to do is make sure that your scalp is looked after. So if you don't have a healthy scalp, think of your scalp as your skin. It's the same. You have to make sure that your pores aren't clogged, your hair follicles aren't clogged and have buildup. And that's also going to help with the health of your hair. So I think a lot of people don't really realize that you really have to treat the scalp, which will then in turn, and your body, which will then in turn help your hair. And then the other things all play a part, like your environment, humidifiers, that kind of thing, heat protectants, what tools do you use, all that kind of stuff. So I know that's not the magic answer, but I was at the drugstore last night, kind of taking pictures of all these products that are in the drugstore. And there's no right or wrong answer. There really isn't. So you would want to go, they're all basically labeled for color treated, dry hair, volumizing hair. And you're pretty safe to just follow the labels, honestly. But that's
Right.
my
Okay.
the color extends, and it's just, I love the smell. It makes my hair super smooth so that it's not really knotty. And that's a key too. You don't want to break it as you're brushing it.
Okay. And so you use the Redken. Do you use Redken the whole line for the shampoo, the conditioner, their whole product line?
I do. I use, but I've used Biolage. I've used Joico. Biolage
Yeah.
is great. I've used Kenra. I've used Tresemme. I've used Dove. When, you know what, those days that I didn't have the money to spend on the luxury hair care, what I find is that the professional hair care is much more concentrated, so you use less. So if you
Okay.
use Tresemme, the conditioner is typically a thinner consistency. So I find that I use more product than I do with a professional brand.
Okay.
But
What are your thoughts, Julie, on rosemary oil? I mean, I know rosemary oil, I just did a beauty buzz on this yesterday, that it is making a strong comeback. It's not a strong comeback. It's getting more virtual buzz perhaps the last year, because people are saying it really does help with their hair growth and it helps with hair loss. And so I wanted your thoughts on, do you use it any parts of like a special deep conditioner or anything?
No, I haven't. And I watched your video yesterday, and it got me thinking. I had never heard that before. I've heard of castor
Okay.
oil. Anything? What does rose? Like, well, let's look that up. What exactly does rose hip oil do?
Yeah, and one of the companies that have been using it is Welladens, and they came up in the article that they have a fortifying, I believe it's a shampoo, maybe it's a serum, but it first hit the market in 1921, and it's sold over 191 million. One sells every 60 seconds around the globe as of kind of this year, and part of that is the TikTok, it's gone viral, but so many people swear by it. And I know I heard years ago, Tammy's Ageless Beauty did her own hair care. You might have seen this one. This was in 2017, where she did her own kind of every Sunday, her hair care routine. She has some coconut oil. I bought all of them. There's castor oil in there. There's jojoba oil, and then there's rosemary oil. And she would, or rosebud oil. And she would put it on her scalp and let it sit for like 20 minutes and then rinse it out. And she swore by it. So I thought, gosh, is this something new? I just didn't realize how popular it was. And people say it helps with 33% reported that it was good for hair loss. And I thought that seems so clinical and scientific to have a product help with hair loss, that I wasn't confident saying that I could stand behind that. I had not seen that, but I was curious to see what your thoughts were.
So I'm just reading it now. It says the retinoids in rose hip oil can help brighten your skin, prevent blackheads, and reduce inflammation. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. What it's doing is it's taking care of the scalp. Remember that your hair starts from deep within the skin. So you have to have a healthy, I don't know if you guys saw, I just went for it was like a hydrofacial for my scalp. I did post it on YouTube, I believe. And what she does is a hydrofacial. When you go to a skin a clinic, they exfoliate your skin and then they infuse it with all these beautiful ingredients. And and they show the before and after picture of the buildup. Now, I don't use a whole lot of product in my hair, so my buildup wasn't bad at all. And I wash my hair frequently. So for somebody who, I know people are saying that you shouldn't wash your hair that often. I disagree. Because it's like not washing your face very often. You have to keep the blood circulation going. You have to look after your scalp like you do your face. So I was watching a video this morning, and I'll give you an example of how this rose hip oil would make sense. So it contains fatty acids. It's acne preventative, it shrinks pimples, it can treat eczema, it can treat inflammation of the skin. So I was watching dermatologists talk about hair growth and how you have healthy hair. And a few of the things that they were talking about is exactly that you have to think of the skin first. except for like when you're dealing with chemical treatments like color and hormones and all that kind of stuff. But one of the things that can, and I looked up to hair loss, what can cause it is inflammatory conditions, hormone issues, autoimmune issues. What else? Clogging of pores, all that. So that's how the rosehip oil would work. And it says the rosehip has a natural retinoid in it. So that makes sense. It's going to, and one of the recommendations from these dermatologists was salicylic acid if you have a dry, flaky scalp, or if you have dandruff. So you think of it that way.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And so are you a fan of dry shampoos then? Since you like to wash your hair, and the health of the scalp is so important based on what you're saying, which makes complete sense. So dry shampoo it seems to me would be a big buildup on the scalp, right? If you're using it too often.
I don't see a problem with dry shampoo. I don't use it very often, if any, but I don't like a lot of feeling of products in my hair. And again, like this morning I was researching, there's a few hairstylists that I really like online, and they all the ones that I resonated with are similar to me. I want my hair to be soft and flowing and bouncy. And the more product I use in my hair, the stiffer, the thicker, the heavier it feels. So dry shampoo, I would rather wash my hair than use the dry shampoo. But again, that's because like my hair is pretty, I washed it last night and there's so much, I zoomed you in, just let me zoom you out a bit here. So there's so much volume in there, but because there's no oils, I don't put conditioner on my scalp. I only put it where it's needed on the mid shaft and ends. So I don't have a heavy conditioner right here. And I don't have a lot of products. So you'll always see that my hair moves freely. Do you like dry? Let's go to you for a second. Do you like dry shampoo?
You know, I do, because my hair's pretty dry. Sorry, I just had to plug in my laptop because it feels like it wants to just die. So there's just lost my
Jackie says that it makes her scalp feel itchy.
Dry shampoo does?
Yeah. Are you getting questions on your page there, Jodi?
I am, but I can't really tell if they're my questions or your questions. So we're just going to keep.
We can answer them.
Yeah.
But
going out.
How
makes my scalp itch. Jackie said from dry shampoo.
Mm-hmm.
That.
Cassandra also, I'm going to put this up on the screen and you can do that too. How can my hair grow and have trouble with my hair? It fall off and cut it. So one of the first things, there are many things to consider. There's no one good answer. If you're, you may have to change your conditioner so that your brush goes through nicely. Are you color treating your hair, Cassandra? Have you checked your blood work lately? Thyroid issues, hormone issues, and vitamin deficiencies are huge with hair loss. In fact, oftentimes when I used to work behind the chair years ago, I would tell people when they needed to go to the doctor, because my regular clients, I could see something was different and I'd be, no, we could evaluate everything that they were doing, I knew. And it was really something internal that was happening, that their hair was breaking. Now, if it's breaking off at the ends, there are a few things. It's heat, it's color, it's, again, it could be vitamin deficiency. So there's like all your B vitamins are really important, by the way. Like folic acid is B9, biotin is B7, there's B6. You got to check your iron. Fatty acids, key is, that's really important for your dry, itchy scalp. That can also cause, if you don't have enough fatty acids, that also can cause your hair to be brittle and prone to damage. Of course, stress is another thing. And zinc is another one. Vitamin C, though, that can create dry, splitting hair, increased shedding, slow regrowth after hair loss episodes, and breaking strands. So make sure to get your vitamins in you and get that checked out.
Really important. I love the fact, I just have to say that Texas football said she's had her hair done this morning, but she's at Disney World and it's extremely strong winds there and her hair has been destroyed. So You are in good company because I didn't even, we're going to do our hair here together.
Yeah.
And I just went with minimal makeup. I told Julie the other day, I'm going to have full glam, have my makeup all done. And then I'm like, no, I'm just not. This is just a normal day. This is what I look like when I get up in the morning before I do my hair. So this is what it is. And I love that you look beautiful. So enjoy Disney World, Texas football. That's awesome. Good for you.
So did she put hairspray in it or anything? Did she curl it? Is it frizzy or is it just kind of tousled? Do you have that tousled sexy look or is it just like?
She said it's destroyable. Let's see what she has to say. I love the fact that she has joined us while she's at Disney World because that's one of the happiest places on earth, but she chose to be with us today. So that is so sweet. So thank you. Okay, well, I'll keep. Do you have another question came in, Julie? I'm going to plug in my triple barrel curling iron here today.
I talked about it. Has something. Oh, Sarah. Okay, she answered. We got it. Okay. Hello, ladies. I've seen a lot about rosemary oil, not rose hip oil. Dr. Josh Axe amongst others has talked about it a lot. It has something in it that is a baldness inhibitor. Interesting.
Wow, I had not heard that before. Thanks, Sarah. I'll have to research. I had not heard that before. Dr. Axe, is he here on YouTube?
I want to look that up too. We're saying rosemary oil.
This is what happens when you have a very fancy little camera that follows you around the room and you go to plug in your curling iron.
You have that?
I do, and it's, as you can see right now, it's more of a pain than anything because you just don't want to move because it wants to just follow you around. So then you have to get its attention and say, okay, I'm back over here.
What do you guys think about castor oil for your like eyebrows and stuff? Has anybody used that or looked into it?
My sister uses castor oil for her eyebrows. And she swears by it. And that's all she's ever used. She's never bought any of the growth serums or anything. And she's got beautiful eyebrows. So I can speak to that one on her. I have not done it.
I know that castor oil is the oil that will penetrate the skin the deepest.
Oh, okay. Well, that would make sense then.
Again, it's one of the people will use that if they have fibroids. They'll do like a castor oil patch. You can buy them on Amazon actually, and it will. Yeah, like it's like a belt that they'll soak the kind of like a poultice, I think, of castor oil, and they'll wear it on their. Okay, Jackie, that's good. I was kind of forced to highlight my hair so that my hair is different. Wait a second. What did we miss? Texas football. Jackie, that's good. Okay, let's go back here. It's kind of forced to highlight my hair, so my hair is different now, which sucks, but I will change it in 6 months.
She's pregnant.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's exciting.
I think this might be the first one. Product 3 may be very good hair. So it's happening. Yeah, with the falling out. Jackie, but you have health issues too, eh? Like I know when my chats delete after a bit. Oh, sorry, that's okay. I think we can see them here though.
Yeah, I think so.
So I know I have thyroid issues and I can tell fully when my thyroid's off because everybody's just yanking hair off my back. It's all over the place.
Really? It becomes that noticeable.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Jodi, you're locked up for some reason.
I'm frozen. Okay. Well, we are in the middle of, if anybody's been watching the storms coming through the Pacific Northwest.
Are you there? I haven't.
Yeah, there's first snow of the year, and it's going all the way through. I'm just going to reload and see what happens. This might be.
Oh, she's gone. Oh, you got diagnosed with glaucoma. No. She'll be back in a minute, guys. I will never go against what a doctor says. However, highlights don't touch the skin. So that's what I would always recommend to somebody who didn't want to put chemical on their body, because highlights, especially, I mean, I often, that's what I thought, Jackie, I thought Snow, I can't remember where she is. She's out west. Oh no, she's in Washington. Yeah, she's in Washington. Oh, goodness. That's awful. Yeah, so I always kind of thought, but again, I would just respect what the doctor and the mom thought, that highlights, like if it doesn't touch your skin, it should not be a problem. So we would go from coloring the hair like an all over color to highlights. But that's just me. I think everybody wants to be safe though. Alberta has snow too. My goodness. I think actually my son drove home to Meaford the other day and they were calling for snow, but it didn't happen. So I'm just going to go ahead with, I may have to invite her again. No, I shouldn't have to invite her again. Hopefully she'll come back up, guys. Anyway, I'll go ahead and talk about what I'm doing with my hair. I may show you guys a different couple different curls. I signed out and signing back in. Okay, she's coming back. So I've got a 1-inch curling iron here, and there's a couple different curls. This one is a curl where, I don't know if you saw that I held it like this and I'm twisting and not letting it go, so that it's actually twisting inside. The hair section is twisting as I twist it around the curling iron. And it gives you a completely different curl than I should do the front ones. I guess I don't have to do the back, do I? But I'll show you this one. And I'm spraying it, by the way. This is my favorite. It's the Perfect Defense by Moroccan Oil. And this protects the hair up to 450 degrees. And I lightly spray each section. Do I have a comb? That's what I'd like to know. Yes, I do have a comb. I have immune disease and hypothyroidism. I have thinning gray hair. Any shampoo recommendations? I cut mine into a pixie cut. I think the shorter haircut is a great idea. What color hair do you have? Gray hair. So is it thinning that you can see your scalp, Lisa? Oh, there she is.
I'm so sorry. We are just in the middle. Of course, there's going to be a storm, and of course, there's going to be a loss of internet intermittently. And oh, well, you know, the show must go on. This is how it goes.
I'm glad I started the live then, because
I
then
am too.
Going.
And you know, we get storms. I mean, it's Washington State. We get storms all the time. But of course, the first one I saw it coming in. It said on Sunday it's going to be a big storm on Tuesday night, Wednesday, and I thought it's never going to be as bad as they say.
And it is.
And it is.
This winter is supposed to be bad, actually.
You know, for us here, they said it's El Nino. So hopefully that's not the case. So we'll see. So I apologize, you guys, but I love working through it live with you guys. That's just this is life, right?
Yeah. Lisa, can I ask a personal question? Are you on Synthroid or are you on Armored or Desiccated Thyroid? Okay, Jackie. I know my best friend, she had thyroid cancer. She doesn't have a thyroid gland at all. And she was on Synthroid for the longest time. And most endocrinologists will tell you to go on Synthroid. But I do much better on desiccated thyroid, which is, I think, also called armored thyroid. You might want to just research that a little bit, Lisa. You do whatever you're comfortable with. But when my friend turned over to desiccated thyroid or armored, I feel like they're the same. It's a natural thyroid. It's not a synthetic thyroid. It's a natural thyroid hormone pill. Is that what you call it? And I do so much better, and she's so much happier with that. So
might be something to try.
And it's disgusting. Why? But for thin hair, I just want to, there's a product called Topics. Have you seen this before?
I have not.
Okay, so that you can, you can get that on Amazon. You can get it on at Sally's as well. I got mine from Sally's. So this is like, you know, the hair fibers that you see in brow products. This is
Yeah.
actually that. It's very similar. So it comes out like this. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have all different colors. I find it much more noticeable. Lisa, are you Caucasian by chance? Because this would be for somebody who has darker hair. I always find, and I don't know if you guys have noticed this, Black women, darker skinned women, when they have thinning hair, it's not as noticeable because it's dark hair against dark skin. Did you ever notice that? And then if you have dark hair and you have pale skin or white skin, you can definitely, because you can see the scalp so much better, it kind of, the contrast makes it so much more noticeable that you have thinning hair. So anyways, this we've used a lot in movies and in film work and in photographs. And it's really good. Like it just kind of sits, you spread your hair out and you just kind of tap it in, and it actually comes, there is an applicator that you can get as well. And I'm pretty sure they would have gray. So what it does is it adds fibers within your hair, and it will help with the thickness, with the look of it, Lisa. But also check your what am I calling it? I'm calling it, so it's desiccated, D-I-C-C, desiccate, no, how do you spell desiccated? Desiccated thyroid, or armored thyroid, which is AMOURED, thyroid. And I do much better, but that's a naturopathic doctor that gives that to me. My endocrinologists don't like giving it. I don't see an endocrinologist because it hurts me to take Synthroid. So the person that did it was not good at all, and that was when I was modeling at Shein, and all these dressers aren't the best, and the person said I should just put that up there. Aren't the best, and the person said, I don't know if you will like this before. Oh, jeepers, that's a bad sign.
Wow.
Oh, no. That's awful. Yes, that's right, Lisa. That's exactly. I'm just going to put Lisa's up there. That's exactly. So blonde or gray, light colored hair on light skin, you won't see the thinness as much, or but I feel like this will work to create that fullness for sure. Of course, a mousse will give more volume as well, but there's no.
And Julie, do you ever find that, like, I will sometimes, if I've got a line right through here where I feel like it's just, some days it just feels like it's a little bit more prominent than others, I'll just put a little bit of like eyeshadow right through there to make of the same color as my roots, just to make that line not look as obvious.
Yes.
And of course I wash it off that night, because to your point, a healthy scalp is not one that has eyeshadow layered on it or product buildup on it, but I will do that from time to time just to kind of make that a little bit darker. But it's a very temporary, special night out type of a thing.
There's a product called Wow as well. That's in the that's this line here. You'll see, and they have but eyeshadow is fine.
Yeah, super easy. So
Lisa, also, sorry, just one more thing.
Yeah.
Sorry. Lisa, there's also PRP for hair loss as well. So I don't know if you guys have heard of PRP for facials. So they'll take your blood sample and they separate the golden good stuff. Platelet-rich plasma is what PRP stands for. And they'll do that for your scalp. And they're finding a really good result with male pattern baldness. And it probably would help with you too, if that's in your budget, because it's pretty, that's pricey.
I did have a friend go through that in Atlanta, and she had really thinning hair from some health issues earlier on in life, and it was amazing. It was about a year-long process for it to, the different treatments. I think she went to the Bosley Hair Institute, which is similar to what they do there. And it was remarkable. Within a year, I could not believe the difference in her hair. Yeah. And I've known her for 20 years, and she looked as though she had the same hair that she had way back when I first met her. It was remarkable. So I've definitely seen it work. Yeah. So Julie, what are you using? Are you using a flat iron and did you flat iron? Is that a flat iron then you're going around it?
No, I'm using a 1-inch curling iron.
Oh, okay.
I'm just doing different curls. This one I'm having a hard time finding for everybody, but the point is it's a long barrel. I like a longer barrel, and it is 1 inch. So I'm just showing different, which I think will be easier once I get to the front pieces. And maybe I will just stick to the front pieces for you guys anyways. I'm showing different curls. So this one I wrapped around, and then the other one I did a different technique. So, and I always spray it with a heat protectant, and that one is the Moroccan oil. I just love the smell, and every time I would use it on a client, they always just, what is that? And it doesn't leave the hair feeling weighted or sticky at all.
The smell of Moroccan oil products are just, they have a body oil that's really, really good that I love. Well, I'm going to use the triple barrel because one of the things I love about it is it's fast. So if you've got long hair, short hair, a lot of hair, not a lot of hair, it's a very quick process. And I like this one because I can control the heat. So it goes up to 450, but I like to keep it at about 350. This one's at 338. And then I only hold it on for like 10 seconds because I do a lot to my hair and I do not need to add any more damage to it. And then, it's just super fast. And I usually get people like it when I have my hair super curly. So we're going to do that today.
Do we like this setup better, or do we need the bigger?
I like it because you guys are zoomed in a little bit closer today. So
yeah, is that okay, guys? I just switched the format of it. I love the wavers, by the way. I think that they're so cool.
They're really fun. And it looks like you're hip and you didn't really have to get too hip to do anything.
Did you notice that when your hair is wavy or curly, like what you're doing today, that it doesn't get dirty as fast because it lifts the hair off the scalp?
Is that why I can have more hair days like this?
Yeah.
Look, I just learned something.
So for you guys, another trick, I'm actually, I'm going to chat with you guys I have so much information to give you. So my daughter, for an example, I have 3 daughters and a boy, but my one daughter has really long, thick hair, not really long anymore, but down to here, but she has so much of it. And she struggles with her hair looking greasy fast, but it doesn't happen when she blow dries her roots. So if you have a struggle with your roots looking greasy fast, at least blow dry the roots, because taking it off the scalp like that, think about it. Your oils are, how do I say that? So when it dries like this, because you're not lifting it, okay, and then your oils are going to happen throughout the day, and then this heavy hair is going to absorb those oils, and it's going to look greasy fast. But if this hair is not going to look greasy fast because it's not stuck and the air is getting through my hair and it's not stuck down to grab and absorb the oils.
Right. That makes so much sense. Wow. Okay. I like that idea. Because when you have a good hair day, you want it to last at least a day or another day or two.
Yeah.
And now, do you flip your hair and dry it upside down? You do?
I don't have bangs because my bangs are wild. I have to blow dry those first, and then I flip upside down. So by the way, I'm not saying dry shampoo is bad. That's another thing that will absorb. And I don't think that that's really going to clog the pores. You just got to make sure that you wash it well and use a proper shampoo. And then there was another thing I was going to tell you as well. The other thing that will help is when you're sleeping to loosely put it up in one of these things.
A scrunchy type?
Yeah, because when you're sleeping, if it's down and then you're smushing your head into the oily scalp, it's going to push and absorb into the hair as well. And then I have no oil in my hair, Lisa. Yeah, that's your thyroid too. And your skin is probably dry as well. I wish I knew your numbers, your TSH numbers.
Lisa is one of my most loyal, wonderful subscribers from Tennessee. She's been with me from probably video 1 or video 2. If we were to be honest, huh, Lisa, we go back a long time. She's phenomenal. So I'm glad she's on today that you can help her out, Julie. That's awesome.
Lisa, you said?
Yeah, Lisa. Yep. Now, another question I had, Julie, and I don't know, I think I saw you do this in a video. Do you, DIY hair color can be scary, can be iffy, but it can also be cost effective for people that need to do it their own color. So do you have a color that you prefer? If you do need to cover a couple grays, or just any preferred hair color, a DIY hair color at home that you like?
So my girlfriend has colored her hair for years on her own. She covers her gray. And so that's a little bit different when you're covering gray. It all depends on, no, I don't. If there's so many scenarios. So she uses, I think, L'Oreal or Nice and Easy. Is that L'Oreal? Yeah, she uses that and she's fine. Now she has very thick, coarse gray hair and she's covering it with a blonde. So there's not a whole lot that can go wrong unless she were to drag that color down on the rest of her hair color that's already blonde. So you really kind of need to know what you're doing. When you already, say you're only doing the roots like you, for an example, say you were covering gray, it doesn't look like you have gray, but say you were covering gray. To cover gray, you need the primary colors. You need red, blue, and yellow, okay? To cover the gray, to fill the hair back in. If you were to put that over top of your already blonde highlighted hair, it would turn an awful color because you don't want the blue and you don't want those colors. Do you know what I mean? It will grab. So you kind of know what you're, oh, you're hyper right now. You're close to hyper, Lisa. Are you, that's really low, eh? When is the last time you got your numbers adjusted? Sorry, I'm playing doctor here. Yeah. And I'm not a doctor, just saying, just speaking from personal experience. You wouldn't want to go on more thyroid, that's for sure. Have you ever gone to a naturopath? So for my daughter, for an example, my dark-haired daughter who doesn't have any gray to cover, she will use a washout color. So I think it's Herbal Essence or something like that, where it's a demi and then it washes out gradually.
Okay.
But there are...
L'Oreal does an amazing job with their colors. If you go to the L'Oreal, just L'Oreal.com, their website, there is blog post after blog post after blog post of the amount of time and money and effort that they spend in researching their hair colors and their cosmetics as well. But their hair color lines really are impressive with just how much research L'Oreal puts into it. So I'm not a big fan of that brand overall, but their hair care, you can learn a lot just by going to that website because of how much professional hair care they do. Their lines are a lot of professional hair care lines. So definitely a place to check out if you're looking for more resources on what kind of hair care. And Madison Reed has really been coming on strong. I have not tried any of those products because I do have gray. I just feel like it's a little, my hair's complicated at 53 and it becomes more complicated every passing day. But Madison Reed seems to be a growing DIY, really did well during COVID that people have seemed to really enjoy. Now, I don't know anybody personally that's used it. So if you guys have in the comments, let us know if that's a brand that maybe you would recommend. But
I don't know that one.
Madison Reed, I think it started in the US. And correct me if anybody knows better, but I believe it started in the US. But now you can get it at ULTA, which doesn't really help you in Canada as much. So I don't know where you guys would get it actually in Canada. I like going to the hairstylist just because it's the of all the I don't indulge a lot, but I think when it comes to my hair, going to the stylist for a couple hours, having somebody else do a little scalp massage and all that with the products, that's the one thing I try to not give up is I won't indulge in a lot of areas, but I do like to get my hair done. I
really suggest it unless we're educated and we do a good job because we know what we're doing. It is chemistry. You can't forget that there's chemistry involved, and there's chemicals, and there's color theory, and all these things we had to take a test for. So for somebody like me, I don't have any gray. I'm a natural level 7, and I want blonde highlights. For me, it's very simple. If it was my for you, getting your hair as light as you have it, like you have to, what are you, a level 6, level 5, level 6?
I never understand the levels, to be honest. Probably a level 6, I guess, if that's what you would call it. But I like to do, the little money pieces in the front to have those a little bit more blonde. So I like to have some darker base because I like to keep my makeup a little darker. I did go really, really blonde one time, and I felt like once I put my makeup on with blonde hair, I was just washed out, and I had to really scale my makeup back to get it to not look so harsh. And I didn't care for the look at all. So I liked to have a little bit darker base so that I can have darker eyebrows and a little bit darker eye makeup so that it all sort of flows together. That's just me. Now, I did do my own color one time in college, and it turned out awful because, I pull very orange if I don't know what the heck I'm doing, which is why I trust professionals to do it. And I was not a good Ronald McDonald. That was not a good look for me. And I had to live with that look for a while until I could afford to have somebody fix it. So I learned a lesson early on. Do not try to lighten if you don't know what the heck you're doing.
So to give you an example, I had a hair salon in my house. It was this room over here back there. That's now my husband's office. And I wouldn't do somebody's hair until I had what I felt I needed to fix a problem. So even as a professional hairstylist, their problems can arise. And they're like, for your hair, for an example, I don't know what toner I need until I see the result of the lightness that I can get. So, you know what I mean? Like on a color wheel, if you pull orange, well, first of all, there's a couple things that could happen. Your hair color, your bleach may not have been left on long enough. Or maybe if you're using a color, there's only so much color can do. You can't lighten somebody's hair, I think, past 3 levels. So if you're going, to explain the levels, a 10 is the lightest. So the pale yellow, and then 1 being the darkest. That's the blackest black. If you're a 5, you're right in the middle. I wish I do have a chart somewhere. I wonder where that is. And it shows, like, say I have a dark shirt on, and if I splashed bleach on it, it will go through the variations of color. You ever notice that? It's going to turn red.
Yeah.
And then first, and then it's like that with your hair. So if you're taking a dark color and you put bleach on it, it's got to go through the levels. It's got to cut through those underlying pigments first before it can get to blonde.
And then when it gets to blonde, it's really just going to a pale, right? And then you want to put a toner on it to give it that whatever tone you want, whether you want caramel or a toffee color or whatever. Okay.
Yeah. And if you're going, say you're a level 1 being the blackest black, chances are, your hair is going to break off if you get to a 1 or a 10. That's where a wig will come in handy. Like, do that kind of thing. I mean, that you could, but you probably should have short hair if you're going to do that, because your ends are gonna, they're gonna suffer, right? So if you're a dark color and you want a caramel color, you don't have to bring it to a pale yellow in order to have that caramel color. So
okay, you can get that from the toner.
You can. There's no need to go down to a pale yellow if you want a color like mine.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
There's no need, because this is the level 7. You don't need to go to a 9 because all you need is a 7, or all you need is like an 8 to tone it, kind of thing. Okay. So there's a lot to know that way. And if but you, as a consumer and somebody that doesn't have access to all the colors, how do you know if you're going to bleach your hair, unless you're light like me, which I'm pretty, my hair's, being that I have so much red in my hair, it's not the easiest to lighten either, to get that warmth out. But yeah, how are you going to know what to tone it with if you'll have to see what you get it to and then realize, okay, I need a violet undertone toner, or I need a like something with a bit of gold. You know, do you know what I'm saying? Like there's so many.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
It can go wrong more ways than it can go right, it seems to me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why stylists are yeah, they're
Worth
necessary.
every cent. Yeah.
Exactly.
Now you're using a 1 inch, and do you normally start in the back or in the sides or the front, or are you doing that for our benefit? Or I love learning from you.
But yeah, I usually go the back first.
Okay.
I'm showing you different. So I've got this. You see how much volume there is in this one?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that's when I took the strand and I wrapped it. Let me do another one so you can see. Hold on. I'm going to separate, always working from the bottom to the top. I have a glass table, so it always echoes so bad when I.
Oh, we can't hear it at all from on this side.
So I'm going to spray with my heat protectant, comb it through, make sure it gets through evenly, and then I'm going to take my section. Now, the smaller the section, the curlier it will be. And I'm going to just, actually, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And I'm going to pinch the hair like this. And I'm going to put it in. There's a piece right there. Get that out. And then I'm not going to let go of the twist. I'm just going to turn it. And I'm holding it right at the root. And you'll see that the volume that this will create and the type of curl that it will create is completely different. It's more like a spiral curl.
Okay.
Okay.
Those used to be popular. Oh, look how pretty that is.
You see, and it will give you kind of that more separation. And this type of curl, I often will switch it back and forth. So this one's going back, and then I can do a couple going forward, and it makes it more of that haphazard look. Now, if I go
do you comb through that while it's still hot, Julie, or do you let it cool?
No, I let it cool. If I
Let it
comb
cool.
it through, this is the kind of look that I don't really want to comb it through at all. I want to keep it, like maybe I'll messily do it with my fingers or shake it upside down to get them separated. But I'll show you the difference with this kind of curl. I'll do it on this side. So I'm going to spray it again, duck a bit. Now this one's a little bit different. I'm going to do it the traditional way. And I want the volume to be closer to here, and I want the heat on that part longer. And then I'm going to pull it out. And you see there's a bit of a difference. There's a difference in that kind of curl. I hope you can see that. You see that one compared to this one?
Yeah.
This one is stretched out a little bit longer, and it's not coming out from my head as much as this one. This one creates more volume, and that one will create a softer kind of more
and how
wave.
do you get, like, if you just want like that beach wave kind of, I've curled my hair, but I've slept on it for a couple days, so I've lost some of it, but it's still just like that natural beach wave. How do you get that one?
So this one will create that, but also changing the barrel of your curling iron. So in this case, I'm going to spray it again. I'm going to use the bigger barrel. It's going to give a looser curl.
I'm going to say hi to Kathy real quick. She just jumped in and said, sorry, I'm late. We don't care. We're just happy you're here, Kathy. So thanks for joining.
So this is a 1 1/4 inch.
Okay.
You see that gives a stretched out curl. Now I can a little bit longer if I wanted, but you see the difference?
How long? Yeah. And how long do you normally keep? I know on this one, I keep it in for about 10 seconds. And then if I have to go back and do a piece, I will, but I don't like to leave it on. And that's at 338. How long do you keep yours on for? And what do you think is your average temperature that you like to do for your curling iron?
I think I have this on 360.
Okay.
And it all depends. I don't hold it that. I get nervous. I can always recurl it if I want to. If you have it on the highest heat, probably don't do that anyways. But if you have the highest heat, don't put it on there for as long. But if you always think of your hair as fabric. So what's the best result when you iron your clothes? And it's a delicate fabric. It's lower and slower, right?
Right.
So the exact same thing with your hair, lower and slower. So a lower heat, you can leave it on there longer, and it's safe.
Okay.
It also depends the chemical, it depends on, your hair may not curl as easy as mine. I don't know. Do you have a natural curl in your hair?
I have, if my hair was wet, I've got the worst perm looking hair ever. The back looks like a bad perm, and the sides look like half of them wanted a perm and half of them didn't. There's nothing I can do with it. But back in the day when people would use those dry diffusers, I wanted that look so bad with some mousse and diffuse it and just have that. Couldn't do it on the sides. The back was beautiful, sides not so much.
Yeah. Have you tried that curly curl method at all?
I use an 1.5 inch, so I have used it and I do love it. It just, because my hair is so long, I feel like by the end of the day, I've got most of the curl has pulled and it's all down here, which is a nice look too sometimes, but I think I need to adjust the heat or style the barrel closer to the root instead of starting it so far down the root. Like, I see how tight you're wrapping it all the way to the root. And I don't think that's I think that's the mistake I make.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So I do that for one, because I want the volume at the root. And also this is going to be more delicate than the root. It's thinner. It's
right. Yeah.
Thinner, so the heat will penetrate this faster. Also, I don't want this looking too frou-frou. I kind of like it a little in the leave-in conditioner and everything, and you scrunch it dry. Like, do you ever try to boost up your natural curl the way it's called the curly girl method, and they dunk it in the sink and in a bowl?
No, I've never heard of such a thing.
It's kind of cool. So I started doing that. I've never dunked it in a bowl, but I will. If I really want to boost my curl up, I do have a few videos on here of that, where I use my shampoo and my shampoo and my conditioner, and then I actually flip it upside down, run all the conditioner through my hair, but I don't rinse it fully. I leave it pretty wet, and I squeeze it out, and I squeeze it with the scrunching. How do I do that now? I comb it out with my fingers. I don't use a brush or a comb. And that's not really how they teach it on all these videos. But the more you brush it, the more you stretch out your curl, especially if you don't have a lot. And you can see I don't have a whole lot when it's just, well, there's a few down there. And then I put it in a turby twist. And then I come in here and I use the leave-in conditioner. Which one do I have here? I have this leave-in conditioner, but I've used Briogeo. Any leave-in conditioner will work.
Yeah.
I put the leave-in conditioner in, and then I put my Moroccan oil curl cream in, and I diffuse it, and it looks so good. I can get so much more curl out of it when I do that.
Okay.
I'd be interested to see
And
if you could get.
I'll check out. Yeah, if you've got a video like that on your channel, I'm going to check it out. So you put on those styling products with your head upside down.
I do.
What you're saying? Okay.
I do. I don't. The key is for you. Yeah, it's not even my video is not the best video. I'll send you some videos of other people doing it. It's pretty cool. Maybe I'll work on that for mine, but you should try it. It'd be interesting to see how much you get.
Yeah, you'll be able to see on my video, because I'll have like really big, awesome, great hair. I might really enjoy that. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, and the only thing is I don't get a lot of days out of it, because when I sleep, that's why a lot of women with curly hair, they sleep with those silk wraps on so that it doesn't disrupt the curl. I don't do that, and I should.
Or leave that product so much into your hair and your scalp. That's why I love using a mousse to really bump the volume, but I don't right at the close to the root. But then I don't get as many days out of it. I feel like that product just really attracts just dirt to it. So I feel like my hair gets more dirty.
It makes it feel dirty, right?
Yeah.
It's because of the product. It's not that you've got dirty hair. It's because you're adding weight. And when your hair's dirty, it's weighted. So it gives that.
Okay.
That's why. You done your
Which
hair
is probably why I have. Well, that's because this thing is awesome. It's super fast. This 3 curls in 1, you're done. I love this thing. So, but I do love having curlier hair. But it's funny how on day 1, when I first wash my hair, I don't have as good of a hair day on the day I've washed it. It usually does take the next day to get, I think I need a little bit of grit or texture or dirt to give it some volume. Otherwise it almost, and I don't have fine hair, but it feels too silky, too flat.
Yeah. So what's your favorite mousse to use then?
Wow actually has one that I've really loved. Wow's got one. And then if I need a little extra texturizer, I'll grab something from Kerastase. Orbe has that dry texture, but my hair feels just really gritty and dirty with that one. So I do love the Kerastase for that.
I bought
Yeah.
the So we should go through some different products because, you know, you guys get the idea. Is there anything that you guys want to ask me about curls? I did show a video one time also. So you're seeing how I curl my hair from the root or starting at the root. Let's go here, okay? So I could, let me sink down a bit. The way I used to do it when I was much younger was I would take my curling iron and slide it down to the ends, and then I would roll it. Well, and I'm not going to leave it there. So what happens is most of the curl is at the ends, and the delicate ends are in the heat much longer than this part. So you're not going to get the volume here as you would here, and you're damaging the ends more because they're on the heat the longest. So that's why I always start here first. So I'll curl this first, wrap it. This is still out. Those delicate ends are still protected. And this can handle more because it's stronger, and generally, yeah, it's just stronger unless you've had a poor color service done or something. And then I wrap that in, and there you go. There's my curl. And I don't know if you guys notice, there's a lot of times I see this woman on our street and she has the frizziest hair and she's older. And one day I'm going to just surprise her and say, come in, I'm going to do your hair, because look at how much more shiny this is compared to this. And the reason is because my cuticle is laying flat. And what's done that is the heat and a little bit of product, but mostly the heat. So, it's not that this is fuzzy and damaged. It's that the cuticle is kind of out a little bit. And when we lay it flat, it's like you know, a snake, you know how shiny a snake is, but when they're shedding, you know, their scales are coming up, they don't look as shiny anymore, kind of thing, or a lizard. It's that same kind of thing. So this is why so many of you will say your hair looks so shiny. It's because normally I've done something like this when I'm on camera. And then you look at this and it's just, it's all in the way that the light reflects on it. The other thing I should mention too is when you go with an ashy color, the light isn't going to reflect off of it as well as something that has a touch of gold. So ash will absorb, gold will reflect. So when you look at my hair, obviously it's got a ton of gold in it, so it's going to look really shiny. But if you go, there's a difference between getting a nice bright highlight compared to an ash highlight. If you're asking for an ash highlight, it's not going to be as shiny as something with a little tiny bit of gold. So what I used to do when I would tone somebody's hair is sometimes I would cut it, but I would the yellow, but I would add just a touch of gold to keep the shine.
Got it. And that's if somebody wants more neutral or more cooler tones, or if they pull really warm, then you want to neutralize or cool it down a little bit, but still keep a little bit of warmth in there. Yeah, and that's why when you blow dry it with those nozzles that are just nice and small, and you're just getting that nozzle right on the outer part of your brush, that you're really laying down that cuticle and bringing that shine. Because I know when you first get a nice blowout, your hair just looks so nice and bouncy. And to your point earlier, it moves. My stylist is always just trimming it because she's like, you just want your hair to move a little bit. You don't want it so stiff that it doesn't move. Exactly. So I love that tip, and it's all in that curling iron.
That's the difference too when you're blow drying your hair, is you want to have the nozzle pointing downward with the grain of your cuticle. So if I did this and I was blowing up like this to get it dry, the cuticles will be and it won't be shiny.
Yeah, so it'll be
it's downward, right? And frizzy. It will always look frizzy and it will look unhealthy, but it's not that it's unhealthy. It's just that the cuticle's splaying all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, your hair looks great. Do you want to finish the top of it so you can just be done with your hair today? And I'll just see if you guys have any other questions. We'll wrap this up here in about 10, 15 minutes so we don't keep you guys all day. But what other hair questions, if you have any for Julie or but she's the hair expert. I
What
just
are
like
your- the people that are watching? I had a question from Lisa that one of my people over on Instagram, she's here on YouTube too. What was she asking me? How to blow dry your hair faster. So the key is never start off with it soaking wet. Make sure to put it in a turby twist, do your skincare, do your makeup, have your coffee, do whatever you have to do. Let it air dry a little bit, or let that towel absorb the excess water. And even if you want to rough dry it, I'm just going to do a big one here. Even if you want to rough dry it a little bit first, just to get most of that moisture out and then style it, it will be so much faster.
That's a great question. Yeah, so you're not adding so much heat to soaking wet hair when you could just be squeezing that out first.
And it's so frustrating. And that's where people think, like they'll say, my mom says this all the time, it takes forever to blow dry my hair. It doesn't take me forever to blow dry her hair because I've always cut it first and her hair has had time to kind of get some of the wetness out of it. But if you're in a hurry, it's just not gonna. And your hair is the most fragile when it's wet. It's the most elastic. So yeah, and combing it from the bottom to the top, making sure that you're using like I always use to detangle, I use a big brush like this.
Okay.
It gets through my hair really easy. And it doesn't grab and hold.
Now, Julie, I'll put you on the spot here because and I don't know about in Canada, but in the US, the Sephora sale starts on Friday for Rouge members, and then a few days later, for VIB members. What would you say what would be your number one hair product that you would say, make sure this is on your list for that Sephora sale?
I always love Moroccan oil. Those are my favorites. So heat protectant for your shampoo, conditioner. What's Kathy? I have very long, naturally wavy hair, so I don't do anything in particular with my hair.
Good. That's nice and freeing.
Yeah, nice and freeing. Do you put any product in it, Kathy? I really like Color Wow's hairspray. I like a brushable hairspray. So the one that I use is the Firm and Flexible hairspray. This one, I love the smell of it. This is the thing. It all depends on your hairstyle. It all depends on your habits. It all depends on your chemical treatments. It just depends so much on you, like if you really do like IGK, where is that? I love this as a dry shampoo. If I do use one, I like this. Now there are some styling aids as well. Like if you have a shorter hairstyle that you want to see a lot of layering, this isn't from Sephora, but something like this where it's it's like a texture cream.
Okay.
That. So this is like
left in.
Let me see what this does in my hair. I'm going to just very small amount, and you emulsify it in your hands. And if I put this in my hair, I used to have really short hair and I would use this all the time. And it just separates the hair and kind of, it texturizes it in a soft way though. I'll have to think of every brand has this. That's I guess what I'm trying to say. Every brand has a version of this. So it completely depends on, so much of it is smell, packaging. Do you know what I mean?
Totally. It's like if somebody says, can you help me with my skin? There's so many questions you have to ask to get to the uniqueness of that person's skin. The hair is exactly the same way. I totally agree with you. It's hard to sort of give a one branded answer or a one line answer or one product answer. But there's just some great products and some great brands. Kathy's got a question about what do you think about Olaplex products? And I'm testing Orbe right now. Here's what I would say. And I've been pretty vocal on this one for me personally. I don't like to speak ill of brands, but Olaplex has been that one brand for me that I can dramatically tell when I've used it and when I didn't use it. So much so that once I started reading about the lawsuit, and my stylist used to add it into my color. There's a hairstylist one that they would use to add to the color just to help not damage my hair. And I kept going, why is it when I leave your salon, my hair has breaks in it that doesn't, because my hair is so healthy. And I started reading about the Orbe products and I said, that's it. Just no more Orbe in my hair. When you color it, I'm getting rid. I have the shampoo. I mean, Olaplex. I'm sorry, Olaplex. I had the number 3, I had the 4, I had the 5, I had the oil, which was 6. I had the 7, and I had sent some to my mom and I said, stop using all of it. I'm going to stop using all of it. And my hair has gotten better and better and better. And now I'm back to my nice, long, healthy hair. So my personal experience with Olaplex was not good. But that was my own personal experiences. Like we've said, there's so many layers that make each person's hair and their hair follicle and the makeup of their hair different.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have had some really horrible experiences with Olaplex. And yet on the flip side, people that love it absolutely love it. And so it's one of those products or one of those brands to me as a beauty content creator that's been the most complex because it's and a complicated brand because people that love it swear by it and the people that don't like it absolutely hate it. There's nobody that's like, yeah, it's okay. It's really one or the other. Now, Kathy, Orbe products, I love their Orbe products. I find them to be more, I like their styling products better than their, shampoo conditioner, but they're spendy, but they're good. I find them to be just fine. I'm a Kerastase fan, so most of my stuff is Kerastase. But Orbe is great as well.
What do you
So
like
Julie,
about Kerastase? Well, I'll answer that question first. So the Olaplex works by, you're breaking the bonds when you're doing a treatment, when you're doing a color treatment, when you're doing a perm, like when we used to do perms, you're breaking the protein bonds. And what the Olaplex does is kind of strings the bonds back together. You can do too much of that. So back in the day, we used to have, I can't remember, it used to be called Cat by Redken that we would use all the time in the salon. And too much of that, too much protein, too much of that can create breakage and it be too strong, basically. So I actually was researching this too, like using just the number 3 in the Olaplex and nothing else. That's all you need. There's another product called, it's by Redken as well. You can tell I like Redken a lot, but a lot of brands have them. So Schwarzkopf has one as well, where it's got a bonding system in the masks and the color masks and everything. So, but you don't need, you have to guys remember that so much of this stuff is marketing and it's the brand wanting to make more and more and more money. So one of the things that could have been happening is maybe she was using a bonding shampoo or a bonding bleach, for an example. So I use one, it's called Blonde Me by Schwarzkopf. I use a couple different bleaches, but that one has its own bonding agent in it. It has it's softer and more gentle on the hair. But maybe she added Olaplex to it, and maybe that was too much. So you just don't need all of that. So that whole system of Olaplex, and you need the shampoo, the conditioner, the number 3, all of that stuff. Like, I just don't, I'm not one to fall for marketing. I'm just not. So I will buy things like, I use the Redken because I love the way it makes my hair feel. I love the smell. If Orbe did the same thing, sure, I would love that too. Do I think that Orbe has the best technology compared to some of the less expensive brands? Probably not. I really don't think so, because we as professionals would have, and I'm probably ruining any brand chances deals that I would have with Orbe. But honestly, would I spend my money on it if I like it? But if I like it and if my hair likes it, let's just say that, because there are moisturizers that I will buy that my mom may never buy, but my skin likes it. So that's why I buy it. So if your hair likes it, then buy it. But is technology so much better than another one? Not necessarily. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, Kathy also asked about the K18. And yes, Kathy, I love the K18. They have an oil now as well, but the actual product, the Bond Builder, I love that.
That's
And
the
I
other
will
one.
use it. Yes, as soon as that's when I would grab at the Sephora sale because it is a little pricey, but you don't need much of it. I use it the first wash after I get a color treated. And then I will use it probably the next time. And then I don't use it again until my next, which is about 4 to 6 weeks. I absolutely have seen a big difference in the health of my hair with that K18. So yes, swear by it, but it is pricey. So if you can pick it up on sale, that's the best.
Yeah, it's a different technology.
Yeah.
So it's similar idea, but different technology. And I have to buy that because I've just watched so many reviews on that. The technology makes more sense to me. And I've just seen good reviews over that. So I am going to buy that. That's a good point. I want to buy that.
The thing about that one is the way you use it, it does take a little bit for you to be mindful of it because it's a change in your routine. And what I mean by that is as soon as you get out of the shower, before you put on anything else in your hair, so any leave-in conditioner, any spray for texture, anything, any heat protectant, you put the K18 on first, out of the shower first, and let it sit for at least 4 minutes, the instructions say, before you put in your leave-in conditioner or your heat protectant. And I have probably many of you have a routine when you get out of the shower. I go and do this one, but you have to pause with the K18, put the K18 in, and then go find something else to do for at least 4 minutes, and then jump back into your normal, post-shower routine.
So yeah, do your skincare and do that all at the same, let your skincare soak in and your hair care soak in, and then do the rest of it.
Yeah.
Have your coffee or do whatever. Yeah, exactly. Yes, very expensive, he says.
Yes.
But I think too, I was watching this other Lisa D1. I just love her. She's so sweet. I see her on YouTube all the time. And there is something about treating yourself to something luxurious. If that is what makes you feel good, even like, yes, your skin has to like it and your hair has to like it, but there's a certain amount of endorphins, I think, that are released when you're using something. If you get a good feeling from it, she was describing one video, she bought a pen and it's a pen, but that pen made her so happy to write with, and when I saw that video, I thought that really makes sense because I don't treat myself enough to luxurious things because I just don't. And I'm like, no, I need to. My husband has no problem, by the way, treat himself to but like luxurious stuff. I'm like, no, I deserve that. And yeah, it does feel nice when you look at something really pretty and you feel like you're treating yourself. So
yeah, that's awesome. That is great. Well, I know I need to get some makeup on, and I've got some filming to do for you guys because we've got that Sephora sale coming up.
I have to do
so
this.
I want to get that out. Yeah. So any other thoughts or questions before we close this one out?
Talk about one more thing or two more things. Sorry.
Okay. No. Let's go.
So, couple things when you're coloring your hair. So unless you're going lighter, you don't necessarily have to color with a permanent color. A demi-permanent color, one of those ones that kind of washes out gradually, they will blend your gray out. And unless it's really, really coarse and it just doesn't take color, some people's won't take color as well. But what will happen is your demi-permanent color, it will grab onto your darker pieces, but the lighter pieces will be colored, but they'll also look like a highlight. And your hair will feel so healthy and soft. So that's it. The other thing is when it grows out, it's not as stark of a line as when you do with a permanent color. So ask your hairstylist about that. And the other thing that I want to mention is if you're swimming or if you have well water. So the difference, this is the clarifying shampoo for an example. And it says, I don't know if you can see on that it says pH 9.
Yes. Is that by Redken? I can't quite read the
No, this is the Malibu. I've used so
many
products in my lifetime. I love that's just another brand that I could get at a professional store. So the reason a clarifying shampoo works is because the pH is different. So your pH balance of your skin, I believe, is 4.5 to, is it 5.5? Is that what the pH of skin is?
I think it is. I think it's 4.5 to 5.5, I believe.
And your hair is the pH balance of 5.7. Is it? Hold on. I wrote this down actually. Your hair has a pH balance as well. So your skin is 4.5 to 5.5. And your skin is, did I make that different? 4.7 to 5.75. I believe that's reversed actually. I can't remember. Anyway, so think of your hair and your skin are they're similar, right? But as you get into the alkaline products, those are your clarifying shampoos. What happens when it's alkaline is your cuticle is gonna spread out and kind of lift, and that will help remove all your, the well water and the chlorine from your hair. So,
Got it.
but make sure you follow up with something that is the proper pH, like a conditioner that's going to close that cuticle back down. And the other thing, if you're a swimmer, and a lot of you may go to your swimming in the, I don't know, even if you live in the southern states, you might use your pool still. Wet your hair first before you go into the pool. So your hair is going to be soaked up with the water, and it's not going to soak up the chlorine as much as it would if it were like it's kind of like a dry sponge, right? So fill your hair full of your tap water first, protect it, and then go into the pool, and it will save your hair from being damaged so much.
Okay. I'm looking up on Google because Google knows everything. And Google's saying that hair is 4.5 to 5.5, and skin, that one's a little less clear. There's articles that say skin pH starts at 4 and goes to 7. There's another one that says it is 4.7. There's another one. So we have a little research to do on that one to find an accurate answer, because that one seems a little bit more variable, which it's skin. Maybe it is more variable.
Yeah, I didn't get it. So hair is 4.5 to 5.5. So it's 4.7 to 5.75 is what my research got to. One product that I looked at on some videos this morning that came up really as a really good one is Necessaire. Is that one sold at Sephora?
Let me look it up on the Sephora website. I have not heard of that one.
I'm not sure. You're looking it up.
That's one that you would add to your Sephora cart?
That one might, because I've heard a lot of good things about that one as well, but I do want to try that K18. I'm excited about that one. My hair's pretty healthy because most of it's natural color anyways.
And how do you spell that shampoo, Julie? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry?
The one that you just asked if it was at Sephora?
Yeah, Necessaire. Necessaire. How do you spell necessary? I need my dog.
It's necessary with an N. Is that what you're saying?
Necessaire. Okay. Necessaire.
It does not look like it is at Sephora. Not in the US anyway. Lots of good hair care options.
Necessaire. Yeah, it is at Sephora. I think we spelled it wrong.
Oh, okay. Well, good. I'm glad it's there then if it's available.
That's it,
all
Lisa.
Right. Well, you guys, I'm so glad that you guys all chimed in with us today, and thank you so much for your questions. And Julie and I are having so much fun. Well, I won't speak for Julie. I'll speak for myself. Okay, good. What?
I want to make it a regular thing.
I do too. I think we have so much we can talk about, and I love the fact that the subscribers you guys are all chiming in and having a commentary with us. I just feel like we're in a big virtual room together. It's so fun for me.
Too. And like I said before, I get bored talking to myself, and I like hearing from you guys and getting different ideas.
And it looks like Rose.
Sarah said that she does use she changed to L'Oreal Demi Permanent Color in her hair, and her hair feels so much better. And it will feel so much better. And even if you have gray hair and you don't want to, like you don't even have to make it dark. You can even add like a shine, like a glaze to your hair, and it will help a lot too. Demi Permanent Color always makes the hair feel so much better. It's so nice.
That's nice. Now, did I freeze on your end? Because I look like I'm frozen on my end.
Or are you in a beautiful smile? Jodi.
Yeah, that's of course. Well, it's going to freeze in the most precarious way, of course. So I have been grateful that the Wi-Fi has stayed up as long as it has. At least it's allowing me to there's sound.
Yeah, me too.
So
Our cue to get off, eh?
I think it's our cue. I think it's our cue. Well, you guys, thank you so much. And if you did not have a chance to watch the whole thing, you want to, it will be, it's on the channels, both Julie and I's. And you can find us both on YouTube most of the time and Instagram. So we'll link everything down below.
Yeah. Thanks, Jodi.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for putting up with my storm, but we made it happen.
And if you guys have topics that you want us to cover, then we would love ideas.
Absolutely. Yeah. Shoot those to us in on YouTube or on Instagram. All right. Thanks, you guys. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.